Hey brewers, and mostly actually pro drinkers, because this is a pro drinking establishment. We're launching our new Behind the Brewer series, and we're here at our favorite new local brewery, Devil May Care Brewing. Check it out! I'm here with Colin. Let's get down to brass tacks here.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
How long have you been brewing together? Were you friends before that? Did you meet during a brew?
Did
you meet with both hands in a mash tun at one of those brew bombers meetings? That sounds kind of dirty.
That is dirty.
Bet you wish you were mic'd up now, Steve.
No, so we're foregoing all that. He has no say now. Yeah, we met over at a mutual friend's place. We're both kind of into craft beer, just budding beer geeks at the time, craft fans and home brewers as well. I had just started homebrewing. Steve had been homebrewing for quite some time. And then we just got talking about it, talking about brewing, talking about beer. We kind of just hit it off, decided to brew some beer together. Yeah, here we are, like 10 years later.
Turns out, despite excessive drinking, you could still make a solid ale.
Can. We have a rule though, right? Don't drink until you're out of the mash tun.
Okay. Don't drink until, okay, I missed that one.
Yeah, that's the golden rule.
Definitely missed that one. I think the one question that most of us are dying to know is, where did the name come from?
It's actually a really boring story. It involves a thesaurus and us.
A thesaurus?
Yeah, thesaurus, and we just
Stomp, trudge, amble.
Yes, exactly. We just kind of picked random words that we liked and then started flipping through this thesauri to figure out we'd name the company. And everything we chose was already taken by some other brewery, not maybe here, maybe elsewhere across the pond.
I had a similar trying to name a band.
Yeah.
Like where we were literally just putting the most random words together and then seeing if someone had a band on
then
Facebook,
they did.
and they totally did.
Sucks, eh?
Yeah.
So we finally stumbled upon the phrase devil may care, meaning aloof, rebellious, not giving a crap about what people thought. And that's kind of where we ended up. We looked it up, tried to see if any other breweries were named that, find that there were no other breweries. We reserved the domain that night and filed the company application in the morning.
Well, so the process kind of not punk rock as fuck, but the name. Punk rock AF, right?
And the great thing about the name, some sectors of religious people really upset. And that's kind of fun to watch sometimes.
Boy. Do you have a favorite beer you guys have ever brewed? If you do, is it on this menu right now?
Yeah, I mean, I should say the marketing thing and say Star Stuff, my favorite beer that I've ever brewed. It is one of my favorite beers.
It's like, I mean, I've got an American Pale Ale that I brew that I'm quite proud of, but like, I buy Star Stuff.
Well, that means the world to me. I love that beer a lot. I also really love the Living in Arabica. That's my original homebrew recipe that was pro'd up a little bit. So that's kind of what I started with, and here it is on the menu.
Bam, no fooling. I was gonna say pooling, but that just really doesn't quite.
Steve, what's your
No
favorite
fooling with whirlpooling. Yes, Steve.
Yeah.
It's a good question. Oh, the stout.
Stout season. The stout. The stout is the answer.
The stout. There can be only one. The one and only.
Never. Nuh-uh.
Nope, that's not that stout.
The Legion of Mad.
Probably, is it None Shall Pass? Is that the one? Okay, 'Tis But a Scratch. It's on tap now. Come get it.
Best beer I ever brewed. Nowhere near on tap beer.
No, that's true. That's the story for another day, I think. Yeah,
I can't wait to hear that one.
it's illegal to brew that here.
It's illegal.
Yeah.
Was there like,
Oh, it's gotta wait another day. You just said so.
well, how do you keep a fucker in suspense, eh? That's how. Uh,
Makes all the proteins stick together. The cold break cabinet.
so like you've been open for just about a month now. Just over, yeah. Is owning and working at a brewery exactly what you thought it was going to be, or has there been some aspects that kind of came out of the left field on you?
It's exactly what we thought it would be. It's a huge amount of work, long hours, the pay is shit, and it's super fun. So
So worth it.
if you like those things and not getting compensated fairly, 100% do it.
Doesn't like it. Shit. And it's all in. Earth release.
Stuff coming out of my holes. Look at that stir system in there. That is fucking beautiful. What style's the most fun to brew? And I've heard, just talking to you guys here, some beers that are less fun to brew. Maybe some flower type ones like this one I'm drinking right here.
IPAs are fun to brew. IPAs smell great.
There's something about just like sticking your head in that bag and being like, I want to live in this bag.
Yeah.
I want to.
Absolutely. I would say IPAs are the best smelling beers, especially when you have like you're heavy on the whirlpool hops, and you get all this late additions that just flourish up. Yeah, they're wonderful. When you have like you're heavy on the whirlpool hops, and you get all this late additions that just flourish up. Yeah, they're wonderful.
Okay, so speaking of hops, what's your? I don't want to say one favorite because I don't have one favorite. Like,
Right.
what's that bouquet?
The top hop,
Is it Sabro? Is it Denali? Citra?
I lean towards Amarillo,
Oh yeah,
and I like Simcoe a heck of a lot.
Simcoe.
Yeah.
It's a beaut.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Like you throw Simcoe to beer, you got a freaking beer.
It's magic. It's magic. It makes IPA taste like IPA. And
Indeed.
yeah.
It hits all the notes. It's got the piney. It's got the grapefruit, which is not. Okay, so this is one of my funniest things. It doesn't have the grapefruit. I see your face, Steve. But to everyone who is a non-brewer, I've made like a million IPAs in my day, and many of them don't have grapefruit as a descriptor. But you give it to someone who's new to craft beer, and they're like, "Oh, it's got that nice grapefruity," and then I'm just like,
No grapefruit. I think,
my wife, for example.
right? I think it's because it's citrusy and bitter. And I think people associate citrus and bitterness with grapefruit together, I think.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's been frustrating to me a
I
few
get
times
that. I get that.
that whole thing. But I mean, you can't really argue with what somebody tasted. You're not inside their face.
Right.
I strongly disagree. You're wrong.
Well, shit. I don't know what to say to that because he's actually right. But
And I'm stuck in the middle.
I mean, I could be inside their face, but I don't think that's this kind of a show, right? Like. So what do you think is some of the biggest problems and or solutions to getting our beautiful craft beer out there and proliferating the market more than is happening?
That's a really good question. I think craft breweries are doing a good job of getting their product together, making it available. Support of the drinkers has been great. People could drink more beer. They can always drink more beer, right?
Yes.
Right?
I mean, every beer is a session beer. You just got to believe in yourself,
Right? So I guess people could drink more beer, but aside like assigning like, work to people to like, get our beer out there, I think what I'd like to see, a couple beer bars pop up and things like that. I think we need that.
I mean, I have seen a few places who are like the brewery or the brew house or some kind of taps or some kind of things along those lines. But then when you go in there, you may or may not actually see a lot of craft.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is very misleading.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the biggest hurdle, I think, is the support from the industry that surrounds us, the hospitality industry. We need a few more players that are willing to take chances on craft beer.
Especially here in Manitoba.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Like I remember I visited Alberta. Last time I visited Alberta was maybe like 6 or 7 years ago. And driving through the countryside, I'm talking like random mom and pop Chinese restaurant would be packed solid with craft beer.
Absolutely,
And I think we're starting to see that here, but I'd like to see a lot
Like
more.
some really, really focused, like 30, 40 taps. Like, let's go.
At every restaurant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just nothing but
Smitty's all the way to Denny's.
I think and everything in between. Right? Okay, last one, and this is a really fun one.
Okay.
If there were a beer that you could brew with no regards to production, supply, like cost of production, supply chain, you know, like if you could brew with frickin' moon rocks or some kind of shit,
Oh.
like, would you do that?
Okay.
You know.
Okay. Let's make one up here. And you might have to help me, like, just pile on here, because we can do this.
Indeed.
We can do maybe a quadruple IPA with like
I'm already there.
all of the most sought after hops, like 16 different kinds of hops, aged in Pappy Van Winkle barrels. Maybe we can make it a Stein beer with moon rocks.
Moon rocks.
We could use moon rocks.
Because I think, is there calcium? You know, we can just replace our chloride additions with moon rocks.
I think so. Yeah, we heat the moon rocks up and just actually use them to boil the beer. Like we do with Stein beer.
Like as they come into the atmosphere, like that is what's left.
This is brilliant.
Is the heat,
This
and
is
we
brilliant.
just gotta catch them.
This is basically like the ultimate version of Star Stuff,
Quite.
using like space rocks. and stuff.
Indeed.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I want to brew. That's my thing.
All right,
When you say.
Space Rock Ale.
Yeah.
There you have it. If there's anything else you wish I would have asked DMC, come down here and ask them yourself. Never forget to like and subscribe, or subscribe and like. Definitely check out @DevilMayBeer. Is that what it is?
That's the one.
That's the fucking one. Cheers. Time to get